It's time to get nerdy, y'all.
A little bit of gaming history for you.
Something relevant in gaming and discuss our opinions on it.
Should we kick it out of here, or should we kick-start it?
This is the part where you, the listeners, try to stump the hosts.
I'm not a lawyer, I just play one on a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, lads and lasses of all ages, welcome to the show. It is a short episode for you today, and just a little something to tease the palate for episode 383, which is, of course, next time. Do remember that episode 383 will be a sound test episode, and so it will be your last chance to tell us what is the mystery sound that we featured in episode 343. So you've got one more week. Now, on to the fun stuff. This is both a little bit of legalese as well as a little bit of history, because as we will discuss in a bit more depth in episode 383, we have a new case, brand new, as of about 4 or 5 days ago. This is Garcia-Guire v. Samsung Electronics et al. And, it's an antitrust class action that is both modern and very, very retro. Now, it does concern things that are going on right now, the prices of computer components, specifically RAM, but it does give us a nice little look into the past. And I'm going to quote just straight up from pages 45, 46, and 47 at section number 6. And in this section, because this is a class action lawsuit that's being brought against Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron, the three largest producers of RAM in the world today, but also the three largest producers of RAM in the past, going all the way back to the turn of the century. Anyway, let's just let them tell us about it. Defendant's history of DRAM price fixing. Defendant's current conduct must be understood against the backdrop of repeated anti-competitive conduct in the same product market. The following sections describe the criminal DRAM cartel of 1998 to 2002 and the subsequent 2016 to 2018 DRAM price spike involving these same three firms. The first DRAM cartel, 1998 to 2002. Between approximately July 1st, 1998 and June 15th, 2002, defendants Samsung, Hynix, now SK Hynix, and Micron, together with co-conspirators Infineon Technologies AG and Elpida Memory, operated a criminal cartel to fix the prices of DRAM sold to 6 major American computer manufacturers: Dell Inc., Compaq Computers, Hewlett-Packard Company, Apple Computer Inc., International Business Machines Corporation, IBM, and Gateway Inc. There were approximately 7.7 billion in DRAM sales in the United States in 2004 alone. The competitors fixed prices through a straightforward mechanism. According to the Department of Justice charging documents, they participated in meetings, conversations, and communications with the competitors to discuss the prices of DRAM to be sold to specific customers, agreed during those meetings to charge prices at certain levels, issued priced quotations in accordance with the agreements reached, and exchanged sales information for the purpose of monitoring and enforcing adherence to the agreed-upon prices. The meetings took place at industry trade shows and in private. The phone calls were between executives who were supposed to be competitors. The DOJ's criminal investigation produced guilty pleas from 4 companies. Infineon Technologies was the first to plead guilty in October 2004, paying a $160 million fine, then the third largest criminal antitrust fine in U.S. history. Hynix pleaded guilty in May 2005 and paid $185 million. Samsung pleaded guilty in October 2005 and paid $300 million, the second largest individual criminal antitrust fine in American history at the time. Elpida Memory pleaded guilty in January 2006 and paid a fine of approximately $84 million. Infineon's guilty plea was accompanied by individual prosecutions. 4 Infineon executives, T. Rudd Corwin, Peter Schaefer, Gunther Hefner, and Heinrich Florian, each pleaded guilty in December 2004. Each served a prison term of 4 to 6 months and paid a $250,000 fine. 3 of the 4 were German citizens who traveled to the United States to serve their sentences. Samsung's executives' prosecutions were the most extensive. Sun-Woo Lee, senior manager of DRAM sales at Samsung Electronics, pleaded guilty on April 5, 2006, and was sentenced to 8 months in federal prison with a $250,000 fine. Yango Kang, associate director of DRAM marketing at Samsung Semiconductor's U.S. subsidiary, received a sentence of 7 to 8 months. Young-Woo Lee, sales director of Samsung Germany, also received 7 to 8 months. In December 2006, Young Hwan Park, who had served as vice president of sales at Samsung Electronics and later became president of Samsung's Semiconductor's U.S. subsidiary, was sentenced to 10 months in prison with a $250,000 fine. Park agreed to assist the government in the ongoing investigation. He was the 5th Samsung executive to agree to a prison sentence in the conspiracy. In total, 4 companies and 18 individuals were charged. Criminal fines exceeded $730 million, the second largest total amount of fines ever imposed in a single DOJ criminal antitrust investigation into a price-fixing conspiracy. Micron participated in the cartel but received conditional immunity from the DOJ for cooperating as a whistleblower. Its cooperation was imperfect, though. In December 2003, Micron regional sales manager Alfred P. Consulo was charged with obstruction of justice under 18 U.S.C. 1503 for withholding and altering documents that were responsive to a grand jury subpoena served on Micron in June 2002. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 6 months of home detention. On May 19, 2010, the European Commission fined 9 DRAM manufacturers a total of €331 million for the same cartel, the first ever settlement in an EU cartel proceeding. The fined companies included Samsung, Hynix, Infineon, Elpida, NEC Electronics, Hitachi, Toshiba, Mitsubishi Electric, and Nanya Technology. Micron received full immunity from the EU fines for its role as the whistleblower that exposed the conspiracy. Samsung's treatment of its convicted executives speaks directly to the company's institutional attitude toward antitrust law. Sun-Woo Lee, who pleaded guilty to criminal price fixing and served 8 months in federal prison, was subsequently promoted to president of Samsung Germany in 2009 and then president of Samsung Europe in 2014. Samsung did not discipline Lee for his criminal conduct. It promoted him. A company that rewards executives for serving prison time on antitrust charges has made a corporate calculation. The profits from price fixing outweigh the personal costs imposed on the individuals who carry it out. The second DRAM price spike, 2016 through 2018. Over the 2 years preceding August 2018, DRAM prices surged dramatically for the second time in 2 decades. DRAM average selling price had a 165% increase from August 2016 to August 2018. As in the current period, the 2016 to 2018 price spike was characterized by simultaneous supply restraint. All 3 defendants reported record or near-record profits during the spike, even as customers protested that prices were disconnected from cost fundamentals. The price increases were specific to DRAM and were not observed in any other semiconductor categories, confirming that DRAM pricing operates on its own supply-demand dynamics. On April 27, 2018, a class action was filed in this district of California alleging that Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron had conspired to fix DRAM prices during the 2016 to 2018 period. That case was captioned In Re DRAM Antitrust Litigation. In May 2018, China's State Administration for Market Regulation launched an antitrust investigation into Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron over DRAM pricing, following sharply rising DRAM prices and complaints from Chinese terminal device manufacturers about the cost of RAM. According to contemporaneous reports, Chinese regulators visited Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron's Chinese offices. The investigation was significant. It marked the first time a major antitrust enforcement agency outside of the United States had launched a formal investigation into DRAM pricing coordination among these three defendants since the European Commission's prosecution of the 1998 to 2002 cartel. The 2016 to 2018 litigation in California was ultimately unsuccessful. Unlike the present action, the 2018 complaint alleged only parallel pricing without identifying unlawful coordinated conduct as set forth here. Simultaneous production cuts, coordinated capacity reallocation, coordinated product line exits, used equipment withdrawal by Samsung and SK Hynix, and parallel customer vetting among other specific facts and conduct, as explained in this complaint. The DRAM market has now produced 3 distinct cycles of supra-competitive pricing in the same oligopolistic structure. In 1998-2002, a criminal cartel produced more than $730 million in fines and 18 individuals charged. In 2016 to 2018, prices nearly tripled over 18 months under simultaneous supply restraint, prompting a U.S. class action and a Chinese government investigation. Beginning in 2022, the same 3 companies, still controlling approximately 92% of global DRAM production, again simultaneously restricted supply while contract prices surged 171.8% year over year by Q3 2025 and rose another 50% quarter over quarter in Q4 2025 and approximately 93 to 98% quarter over quarter in Q1 2026. Against this backdrop of repeated anti-competitive conduct, the current conspiracy is set forth. What's old is new again, folks. And if this complaint is to be believed, then something very similar is going on right now. We will talk more about this next time in episode 383. But at least now you know a little bit about some of the historical background that maybe indicates that we're in the same cycle again. We shall see. Remember, you can come out to the show most Mondays on twitch.tv/2nerdsinapod and be part of the live show. Ask us your nerdy questions. Try and stump us with your nerdy trivia. But until we see you next time, remember to be excellent to each other and keep it nerdy. Bye.